I will do a small introduction in Dutch, Dennis. I think
Yeah.
that's more easier. And after that we switch to English. Welkom bij weer een nieuwe video. Deze video gaan we even zitten met de ontwikkelaar van ons eigen huis in Bali. Dat is Dennis en Daniel. Dennis die zal vandaag de presentatie eigenlijk van het Udaya project met ons gaan doornemen. Dit zit in de Ungazan area. Hier hebben wij zelf ook verbleven. En ik denk gewoon een heel mooi project. Je kan alle kanten op hier. Short stay verhuur, long stay verhuur. En je zit zelf ook heel centraal als je hier wil gaan verblijven. Dus een mooie plek. So that was the short introduction, Dennis, in Dutch.
Perfect.
Did you understand it?
No, I always say you Dutchies, you understand us speaking German. I'm German, but we never understand the word when you speak Dutch.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
no,
I think it's more like Danish or so.
Yeah. No, Dennis, my name I understood, but that's pretty much it. So thanks for this, Nikki. Thanks for the introduction. Thanks for giving us the opportunity to be here today. My name is Dennis. As you already said, I'm a real estate developer here in Bali. I'm here for almost 6 years in Bali. I'm in the business for the last 5 years. I will come to figures and some numbers later on in this presentation.
Yeah.
And today we talk about our project in Ungazan. It's called Udaya Boutique Villas. We have 11 units. I talk about this again a little bit later. And we have now 20 minutes, more or less 20 minutes time to go through some general things about Bali, real estate market here in Bali, but then also specifically about this project we have to share. Yeah? Should we start?
Yeah, perfect. Cheers. And let's dive into it.
Exactly. Let's just go. So I start with a few facts about Bali, then also a few facts about the location where the project is located, and later on with a few facts about us as a developer. We start with the facts about Bali. Just in general, we don't have a low season. That's why this market here is very, very attractive. We always say we have only high and peak season, but we don't have a real low season where no tourists are coming here or no digital nomads. So it's basically season here all year round. Peak season is July, August. Now is June. We start slowly. July, August is peak season, and then Christmas, and the rest is always high season. It's always demand. There are always people here. It's not that like in other locations where in the winter time there are no tourists, for example. And this brings me to the next point. We don't have only tourists here. We have different target audiences. We have tourists as short-term rentals. Yeah, they come here for a few weeks. They stay in a villa or in a hotel for 3 nights in Uluwatu, 3 nights in Ubud. So the typical tourists. We have mid-term rental demand. So the classical digital nomads, they come here for 3, 4, 5 months. They need accommodation. They don't stay in a guest house anymore, as I did 10 years ago when I came here the first time. So mid-term demand, digital nomads stay a couple of months, and then obviously also long-term rental demand. So people, expats who live here, not everyone owns a villa here, so they need to rent for 1 year, 2 years, or maybe even more years. So I think this makes it really, really attractive here that we have these different audiences. And the third fact I have is that buying a property in Bali is really, really easy and it's straightforward. Some people might think they're in Europe. In your case, your community is in the Netherlands. It's very far away. We have consultants, we have companies for everything to support in the process. Starting from opening a PMA, we have notaries at hand, and then later on also in the process of renting out, the management companies. Obviously, there are several companies here who help then to manage the company, do the check-in, check-out, cleaning, all these things. You are one of our clients, Nikki. What's your experience with that? You bought one of our villas. How was the process so far? We are in the building process right now, so we don't have the management part yet. But how was the start of the whole process for you?
Yeah, I think everything is going smooth, and we were actually one of those digital nomad families. We spent a few months in Bali, and we visited with yourself and with Julius from the Bali Houses quite some projects. We visited actually Ungazan project as first. From there on, we went to Nanyang. That was the project, and I think what gives what makes a good real estate developer is that he shows his work, and he want to take you. He wants to take the client to his work. We've seen that different as well. So they want to see you only show you the pictures on a computer screen or an iPad or in a paper folder. But then if you go to the project, you see, okay, what materials are it, and etc. etc. And what gives myself and Priscilla a lot of confidence is that you took us to Nanyang project, and we were actually blown away by, whoa, this is actually quite nice. And the materials, etc., was from like a different level, because at that moment we rented the house in Ungazan actually, and it looked really, really sharp on the pictures on Airbnb. However, when I was drinking coffee on the roof terrace there and it was raining, I just saw all these tiny itty things, which was like not good materials, etc. The wind was howling through the house. In the kitchen, everything broke off. We were actually the first client. So the whole experience with, I think, Western builders is quite good, and that's what makes the difference in countries like these, especially in Bali and Thailand. And so after we signed the project, I think it all went quite smooth. We paid for it. We did the due diligence report with Seven Stones and with the Bali Houses. And after that, you give us all the updates via WhatsApp. That's also quite good. And I think we're still on the timeline with the project.
Absolutely. We are absolutely on time. We just talked before we put the live button. We talked about it. Yes, we have the second story is poured. The concrete is poured for the second level. The columns are up. The separation walls are coming this week, and then we also already start for the roof structure in the next 1-2 weeks. So yeah, we are on time for you to move in beginning of next year. Absolutely.
Yeah. So for us, it was like not a stopper to see. Okay, Bali is far away. However, in 2025, where we live now, with all the tools, you can check things online via WhatsApp, etc. That was not a problem. Yeah, we're quite happy actually.
Yeah, perfect. Sounds good. All right, let's proceed with the next one. A few facts about the location where we are located in Bali. We are in the so-called Bukit area, which is a peninsula on the most southern tip of Bali. So you see here, it's surrounded by water. And you see the famous beaches, famous locations, and Ungazan is quite in the middle. So it's very central. We are 8 minutes away from Melasti Beach. So if you Google Bali Beach, Melasti will come up in the top 3 for sure. It's only 7-8 minutes away from Melasti. We are 10 minutes away from Bingin, which is the hub, let's say the hub where all the restaurants are, the cafes, and where it's happening. And 12 minutes to Padang, which is also a super famous beach. The project itself is in a quiet dead-end road. So no traffic, no big main road next to it. So it's super quiet in the area, and it's a bit of it's an up-and-coming area. So more and more cafes and restaurants are open there, will be open there. We already have 2-3. There's a small co-working space. The supermarkets are around. The gyms are around. So it's a really, really strategic, good location. Also close to the airport, like 45 minutes only to the airport. So we really, really like this location. And I always say at this spot, it's an emerging location, which means the land prices were still pretty low, so we could give bigger plots. Yeah, we talk about this, or we touch this a little bit later. Yeah, it's a very, very good, interesting location. Some facts about us. I'm German. We are a team of 3, 2 Austrians, 1 German, with lots of experience in construction. I'm also construction background, my business partner. We did now in total, or we talk now about the 7th project here. We completed here in Bali 35 units. We have now somewhere between 20 and 22 or 20 and 25 units under construction. We start 2 more, then we finish some. So I always say it's like between 20 and 25 we have under construction right now. On the right side, you see a few pictures. On the top, it's the very first project. Below, another project. So yeah, we are very experienced in the field, and I always say our key values are, number 1, as you just mentioned, Nikki, quality, super important for us. So it's not about maximizing the profit. It's more about having a good relationship with our clients, having a good experience for them, and also at the end of the day, transparency is super important for us. That's why we always send the videos via WhatsApp, so everyone knows where we are standing, and we just want to make it a very, very good experience for everyone. Yeah. At this point, these are the pre-comments. And now let's just jump into the project itself. So I brought a video of the 2-bedroom unit we have in the project. We have 2 and 3-bedroom units available. And now I show you a video of the 2-bedroom. It takes around 2 minutes. And then I show you more in detail some pictures. Oh, one more slide. I'm sorry. One more slide before the video comes. Facts about the project. So as I said, 11 units, 2 and 3 bedrooms, ideal for investment and living. So we have many, many clients coming who want it just pure for investment, which is totally cool. They say, okay, we want to invest the money, we expect an ROI. But we also have many people, and I think, Nikki, you're one of them, who say, hey, we want to come for 2 or 3 months per year to live there, to go surfing, and for the rest of the time, we want to rent it out. So it's ideal for both, either for investment, but also to live yourself, either a few months or even longer. Also, as you said, Nikki, we have show units available, which is a very, very, very important part, which I always say, wherever you buy in Bali, make sure you've seen a completed unit before you buy your property. Simply because renderings always look nice these days. It's very simple and very cheap to make good renderings. But then the reality, that's where the work starts, which is the difficult part. So we have, as I said, we finished 35 units. I can't show you all the 35, but there's always access to completed units. No problem about that. In my old projects here, where I started building 4 years ago, so you could basically see the quality, how it looks like now 4 years after the people moved in or my clients moved in, but also the new ones, obviously. And talking about the ROI, we always conservative talk about 13, 14, 15% ROI. So if you hear someone telling you 25, 30% ROI per year, run, because it's just not realistic. So conservative, it depends a little bit of if you do short-term rental, like the daily rental, or mid-term, or even long-term rental, like starting from a year, somewhere around 13 to 15%. On the right, you see the site map. Yeah, 11 units, 3 are sold. These are the ones with a red cross. And number 4, which is plot number 1, you see there's a gray cross. We are in extended talks, so it's most likely sold, but right now it's still available. Yeah, and you see in the back we have the 2-bedroom units, and in the front the 3-bedroom units, all with a private road in front, with a private access. And as I said, it's a dead-end road. Yeah, it's no, even though we said here main road, which I just see now, it's really, really quiet. Yeah? There's no big majority road around. So, and now we come to the video. Yeah, this is the 2-bedroom which I just talked about. So this was the video of the 2-bedroom. I just share a few pictures now. I don't want to go too much into detail. So if it's about floor plans and really details about interior and stuff, you guys will have the chance to book a call later on with the agency, with the Bali Houses, but also with me, and there we can discuss many more things. So you see here, first of all, the front, which is, I think, very nice. You see floor-to-ceiling windows, which is very important to us. So you get lots of daylight into your villa. And you see on the ground floor, the sliding doors are all slided to the left. So you can basically create this indoor-outdoor living. In this case, it's to the left. You also can slide it to the right. So you are inside your villa, but you feel you're lying at your pool. So indoor-outdoor living. You see on the top right, you see the pool area with on the right side the day bed. That's how we call it, slightly over the pool. On the left side, also a nook where you can sit. So lots of garden you see around, lots of green. And that's why I said what I meant earlier. In other villas, it's quite often pretty cramped because if you go to Bingen, the plot size is way smaller. Bingen, for example. Bingen is like the most hyped place right now. We are at like 10 minutes away from Bingen, but the land price is lower, so we can give bigger plots. We can make it green. We can make it nice, like really cozy and not too cramped.
Yeah, and I can just add one point to that. The reason why we bought actually not in Bingen, but a little bit away from Bingen, for us, I think it's too crowded. And you can just choose to go there, but you can also pull back in your villa.
Yes, 100%.
And you got like more house for your euro. So yeah, that was also like one of the reasons. Yeah,
no, absolutely, I fully agree. You have a place only 10 minutes. 10 minutes is not, it's nothing away from the craziness, and you can retreat in your own villa and lean back, and it's just a quiet area. The next slide, a few more pictures. Kitchen kitchen and dining area, where you have a kitchen island, kind of an entertaining area. If you have a guest over, you can cook together. And then next to it, the dining table with 4 chairs. On the top right, very important point, we have in every villa at least 1, if necessary, 2 working desks, working spots. So very important these days, we talked about the digital nomads already, is today to have spots to work. You see it on the top right, and on the bottom right, you have the view on the mezzanine, which is, I always call it the lounge, which is basically a second living space. If you have more people, it's a 2-bedroom villa. If you have 4 guests, you can distribute in the house, and you don't all need to sit at the dining table or in the living room. You have more space to enjoy your time. This also can be converted into a office or whatsoever. This is a point I always mention. What you see, we sell off plan. Yeah, this means it's not built yet, and this means you still have influence on different things. This starts with shower tiles, where you can choose which shower tiles you want. But also, if you want, instead of the lounge area upstairs, you want there another desk, or you want there something else, just let us know. We are super flexible to adjust this and just create the interior the client wants. Next picture, exactly, again here, bedroom and bathroom. You see the shower tiles here on the left, can be chosen. Yeah, exactly, always 2 sinks. Yeah. Okay, so this is about the interior, about the villas. And now we have a slide. My girlfriend, she's a graphic designer. She wouldn't like it because it's way too much information. I don't want to go through everything here, just a few facts. I'm not talking about the building and land size, but what's very important is the lease. We have now 29 years lease left, plus we have a guaranteed extension of 20 years. There's always a question, what happens after 29 years? Do I need to give the house back, or when can I extend? As I said, we have 20 years extension in the contract, and this extension can be done anytime. So you don't need to wait for 29 years and then you extend. You can extend in theory now. What I always recommend to my clients is buy the property, live there or have the property, own the property for 2 years, see if you like it, if you still want your investment in Bali, whatever happens. And then after 2-3 years, take the extension. And the extension can be done 5 years, 10 years, up to 20. Yeah. And again, we have the 20 years extension written in the contract. Interior, it comes fully furnished. Yeah, we always call it Airbnb ready, because 99% of our clients are not in Bali. And if they're in Bali, they don't want to get bothered driving around buying bed sheets or towels or glasses. So it comes completely ready. In fact, most of our clients come for the handover and they stay in the villa for 2-3 weeks. And they don't need to bring anything. They don't need to arrange anything while they're here, because it's completely, fully furnished. Yeah, completely ready. The zoning and the permit, the project is in a yellow zone, and it will come with a Pondok Wisata, which means you are allowed to rent it out from day one. Yeah, on Airbnb, but also if you go for the midterm or longer term, it's even easier. But it is definitely allowed for the Pondok Wisata to rent the villa out. And last but not least, we talk about the price. You see it here. We talk in euro, because your audience is mainly in Europe, I guess. The 2-bedroom is 206,000 euro. The 3-bedroom is 227,000 euro. And now we have, as you are one of our clients, we have a very good relationship. And we really appreciate your work, but also the work of the Bali Houses. You're also working together. We have a special deal for everyone who makes a decision in the next 3 weeks. We give or we reduce the price as 2.5%, which would mean you would get the 2-bedroom unit for, let's say, 200,000 euro, depending on the currency exchange. Let's say 200,000 euro for the 2-bedroom and 222,000 for the 3-bedroom. So we made this decision in our team to give this offer for the first 3 units. And the deposit needs to be paid by June 30th. So in 3 weeks, we need to have the deposit for you to be able to get this price. I think it's a pretty good deal. I'm never a fan of discounts. In this case, we decided, as I said, because we work pretty good with Unique, we said, okay, we do this discount, but then also only for 3 weeks. Yeah. So yeah, to wrap it up, I think we have a really, really, really nice, attractive, good product in a very, very strategic, central, good location at a very, very good price. As I said, 200,000 euro for 29 years is a very good deal, and I think the whole package in together is just very, very good and attractive for your community. And what is the next step? If you say, hey, Dennis, Nikki, what you just said is very interesting for you or for me, let's have a chat. Yeah, Nikki will give you the contact, how you can get in touch with us, and then we can talk about payment terms. I'm sure this was now a presentation of, I think, 20 minutes. We are now at 27 already. There are many questions, many things I didn't tackle. Payment terms, how is the sales process? You might have other questions about interior, etc. Let's just get in touch. Nikki will let you know how this works in detail. And then you are more than welcome to come to Bali to see the property and the project itself, or we just jump on a call. Yeah, this is it from my side, Nikki. Below 30 minutes, that's good.
Now, first of all, thank you for the very informative presentation. I think it was quite good, and also to give like the people the picture of the whole area. And for myself, we just bought something in Bali. Unggesang is very central. You got all the different options you can rent out there. So that's also, I think, like a big plus. Airbnb, midterm digital nomads, and also long term. And you just said it. If people have questions, I will put a link below this video on the bottom. You can get in contact. Also, like we didn't mention it, but if you want to buy something in Bali, you want to do your due diligence, etc. Now, the Bali House can help you with that. Set up your PTPMA, especially for entrepreneurs. I think it's very attractive to set something up in Bali. That's also for us one of the reasons we did it, because I want to do we're going to do the rental thing on Bali with the house, but I also want to do a little tiny bit of my business go to Bali, because that's one, it's possible and it's not illegal, but to lower down the taxes in the Netherlands. So there's also a big plus. We didn't discuss in this presentation about Bali, but it's like it comes on top of it. So if people have questions, just reach out, get in contact with Julius, Rodney, or with Dennis, or with myself, of course, and we can just talk you through the process. I've set up an extra Bali page as well, with Airbnb, etc., revenue calculator, so we can talk about that. I think you gave all the information about this, and I always can advise just if you really want to buy something in Bali, just go there for like I think in 10 days you can, especially if you go to like the Uluwatu part, you can get familiar with the area. You will know for sure if you stay in Uluwatu, you're not in the most crowded areas. but you can just get a feeling, and that was also what we had. We drove around on the scooter, and I think it was on the spot. We said, okay, I have to discuss it with the general, but we take an option on this one, and that's how quick it goes. But always do like your research in front. So if you are there, you're not wasting any time with making decisions. Make sure you got your final situation like all ready to move. That's also a thing for Bali. You need to have all the money on your account. You can take like the remortgage your house, etc. Or for entrepreneurs, you can get it from your LTDs or your holdings. You cannot get a loan in Bali. That's like one of the things we also have to discuss. So if you think, okay, I want to get a loan in Bali, that's not an option. So that's a waste of your time and our time. So I also have to tell that. But I think a lot of options, and especially I think with this house, because you've got 29 years on the first contract there, and after that you can extend it with 20. You said, Dennis?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I think it's a nice opportunity. Yeah. So thank you for this information. Yeah.
Thank you. And to everyone else out there, let's talk. We are here.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, I'm gonna close down the presentation. Please stay on the line for a minute, Dennis, so we can just because we didn't do it live for the people who were not there. Normally we do it, or sometimes we do it live. But thanks again, Dennis, and please stay on the line.
Thank you.
And if you have any questions, just push the button down below and plan like a call with the team.